Hi, I'm Merle. I am a Tasty producer in New York, and today I'm going to tell you why I started Tasty Veg. Okay, so this first video was one of the ones that I was experimenting with when I first started doing vegetarian content. This one was tricky, but once you get the hang of the cutting motion, it's super simple. My approach to this was to just pick one vegetable at a time and then see how many different ways I could cook it or bake it, and I was focusing on potatoes. And I found out that this is actually a really popular street food all over the world. So I think that lent itself to the success of the video. A lot of people would be like, I've seen this in my city, or I've seen this in Japan, or I've seen this in Mexico. This video is different because you wouldn't look at this and be like, oh, that's a vegetarian video. You would just be like, oh, that's so cool. I want to try that. I bet you I could do that. Since it did so well, it caught my boss's attention, and he was like, wow, maybe it is actually possible for you to do plant-based food and it can go viral. After the success of the tornado potato and a handful of other vegetarian videos I made for Tasty, I was allowed to start the Tasty Vegetarian page, just kind of as an experiment to see how vegetarian content can work and if our audience was large enough to handle its own page of just that content. So about a month into starting the Tasty Vegetarian page, I had the idea to make a video about how you could regrow your own fruits at home. The idea behind this was that you could save money. I was pretty sure a lot of people didn't even know you could regrow your own food, and it seemed like a good use for kitchen scraps. So I dove into this project and it ended up paying off tenfold. It's by far my most successful video, probably the one I've put the most love into. I was still relatively new as a producer when I made this video, but I just dove into this project because I was so excited about it. So I had the whole thing shot 3 weeks into all my hard work, and then I submitted it for notes, and I got the feedback that I should have gone through research first because we needed to make sure the stuff I was putting out to the world was actually true. So I ended up having to wait an additional 2.5 weeks before we could actually publish this video. I think one reason you'd want to regrow your own fruit is because you more than likely have at least one of these things in your house as it is, and you're gonna throw the scraps away anyway, so why not make the scraps work for you, and you might be able to save a little bit of money down the road. I mean, if you buy something at a store and then you find out that by buying that, it can then make another one for free, it just sounds like a genius idea to me. Not to mention you actually know where your food is coming from, so there's the benefit of your confidence in how healthy this actually is for you and where your food is coming from and whether or not you've used pesticides. The other really cool thing, and another reason you might want to try regrowing your own fruit, is that you can do it pretty much in any sized apartment or house and anywhere in the world. So there's no reason not to try it. You'll save money, and it's fun. So after this video was published, I was looking through the comments and I saw all these people telling me, like, there's no way this works, I'm sure you guys are faking this. But meanwhile, I'd spent 3 weeks running to flower shops and trying to make this video happen. And then I had people like Alvin at work saying, why would you even do this? It's not even a Tasty video. But then the video blew up and I saw people commenting pictures of their own regrown gardens and all these positive comments, and it ended up being completely worth it. It's my favorite video. So you gotta work for the things you love. Well, this pancake video was part of a challenge we did to make a week of vegan content. Through that week, I actually started to get interested in veganism myself. One of my goals is to make food that's good first and vegan second. And these pancakes accomplish that. In going vegan, I don't want to feel like I can't eat the things I love. And pancakes were my favorite breakfast growing up, and they still are. And so I just wanted to make vegan pancakes that were just as delicious. Fluffiness is important for them to be delicious. My goal with veganism and my goal with making vegan content is to just show people that it doesn't have to be scary, it doesn't have to be bland, and it doesn't have to be hard. But I will say, I don't think you need to be 100% vegan. I think baby steps and, like, don't feel guilty about wanting to eat cheese. Cheese is delicious. Just do any little bit that you can. I don't want anyone saying that you're a horrible person just because you're not vegan. I want to show you a vegan recipe that you don't want to pass up on. And then maybe from there on forward, you'll elect to eat vegan food just because you want to. It doesn't have to be every meal. It could be 1 meal a week, 1 meal a month. It could be 1 meal a year. I just think it's important to try new things. One way that I come up with videos for Tasty Vegetarian is that I'll look back at what we've done in the past and see what's done really well, and then I'll try to make a vegetarian version of that. So back in the day, Alvin made this one-pot Swedish meatballs video that absolutely killed. I have to give it to him. And I was like, okay, Alvin, I'm gonna make that dish, but I'm gonna make it vegan, and it's gonna be just as delicious. Something that I hope can change is that people will stop judging other people for what they eat and the decisions that they make about their diet, and instead start asking questions and realize we're all doing our best. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. I was very happy with how these Swedish meatballs turned out. If you're gonna ask me if they tasted exactly like meatballs, like real meatballs with meat, of course not, because they're not meat. However, I can tell you they capture a lot of the same savory notes, and if you're nostalgic for them and you miss them and you don't eat meat, they will absolutely do the trick. The vegan cinnamon rolls were another video that I made during our vegan week sprint, and the ideation was the same for these. I wanted to take a past hit video from Tasty and make it vegan. 2.5 years ago, I was hired at BuzzFeed. I started as an intern, as many of us do, and I was actually making food pretty much from day one. I worked really hard for 6 months, and finally I was given the opportunity to come on to the Tasty team. Before Tasty, there was BuzzFeed Food, and I was making videos for them. But then Tasty came about and was a huge success, and I was lucky enough to jump on the team. BuzzFeed is my first job. It's the only full-time job I've ever had. And before I came here, I took a 1.5 years off to go home and kind of figure out what I wanted to do. When I got to New York, I didn't have too much of a plan. I just applied to BuzzFeed online, and a day after I moved to New York, without any real plan or any job, I got a call saying that they were interested in doing an interview with me for an internship position. I was so excited. I remember calling my mom and my entire family and kind of freaking out. So 6 months after I was hired as an intern, I was offered a full-time position with Tasty, and I was a Tasty producer. I gladly accepted and then basically turned around and said, okay, well, now I'm gonna be vegetarian, and I don't wanna use any meat in any of my videos. I was really nervous at first and wasn't sure how they were gonna take that, but to my surprise, they were very open and they were very accepting of my choice. They were up for the challenge. They were like, okay, if you can make vegetarian Tasty videos work, go for it. And I did. This whole experience has been incredibly humbling, but also it's given me the opportunity to really trust my instinct and to believe that other people will feel the same way that I do, and to see it as a success has meant more to me than you can even imagine. I feel really good about what I do, and I'm lucky enough to enjoy going to work every day and feel like I'm doing a little bit of good for the world.
Because I've had the opportunity to take something that I'm super passionate about and make it approachable and easy for people all over the world. So I really don't know anyone with a cooler job than mine.
Oh, yes!